The Nairobi Senator Edwin Sifuna now has changed tune and is saying that he'll never support Rigathi Gachagua, neither Kalonzo Musyoka for presidency, and rather he will go himself to the battleground and fight for himself as the president or rather presidential candidate come 2027. The words have been echoed by the Saboti Member of Parliament, Caleb Amisi, and I usually tell you that these leaders, once you want to hear their side of story, get someone closer to them. And the Saboti Member of Parliament, Caleb Amisi, is so close to Edwin Sifuna, and he said something that has got people thinking. And remember, Saboti Member of Parliament, Caleb Amisi, is the one who founded Linda Mwananchi team and asked Edwin Sifuna to lead the team. And equally, the heavens and the people of Kenya loved Edwin Sifuna, and that is how Linda Mwananchi has been soaring to greater heights. So I want to give you the video of how Caleb Amisi said. Thereafter, I'll do an analysis on whatever is happening in the opposition team. Roll the tape.
If we do not have new people players in the game, we are also going to have voter apathy. Tumeona wengine wakisema kwamba Linda Mwananchi ijiunge na United Opposition. I want to say here categorically, as the founder of Linda Mwananchi, the reason why we put Edwin Sifuna was not for Gachagua to become president, was not for Kalonzo to become president. Kama ingekuwa ni hivyo, tungekuwa tumesema kitambo sisi ni Kalonzo, tungekuwa tumesema kitambo sisi ni Gachagua. We want them to help us commit to the duty of our generation. Our generation, they want a new person. They don't want the old people. And that's why we are saying Linda Mwananchi presidential candidate is none other than Edwin Sifuna. Sawa. Na tunaambia Sifuna usikue na uoga. Waluya hawajajulikana kuwa waoga. Sawa. Sisi tumekuweka mbele, tunataka United Opposition iunge Sifuna mkono and not the other way around. Kama Sifuna
So here, Caleb Amisi is saying that Linda Mwananchi team was not formed basically to support Rigathi Gachagua to become president of Kenya. It was not formed to support Kalonzo Musyoka to become the president of Kenya, or it wasn't even formed to support Fred Matiang'i to become the president of Kenya. So according to Amisi, they have their agenda as Linda Mwananchi, and also Edwin Sifuna is the one on the steering, and he will lead them to presidency. So he's saying that if Rigathi Gachagua and the alternative government at large wishes to support Edwin Sifuna, then they are asked and requested to do so that they can support Edwin Sifuna. He becomes the next president of Kenya. There are many reasons why this is happening and why Edwin Sifuna feels that is the right man to take on President William Ruto come 2027. Number one is about the youth excitement, that the youth get excited when Edwin Sifuna addresses them. They want to identify themselves with Sifuna's movement, and that is why they coined the term Mimi Ndio Sifuna. And that movement is now moving mountains, moving valleys in Kenya to attract attention, especially from the young people who have sworn that they are going to stand with their fellow youth, Edwin Sifuna. Remember, when you compare all the principles of opposition, you'll realize that Sifuna is the youngest. When you compare, we have close to seven principles. We have Kalonzo Musyoka, the party leader, the Wiper Front. We have Rigathi Gachagua, the party leader, DCP. We have Fred Matiang'i, the deputy party leader, Jubilee. We have Natembea, the Wave movement or the Tawe movement leader. We have, We have David Maraga, who is also vying for presidency, in as much as is not in that alternative government. We have Eugene Wamalwa of DAP Kenya, and then number 7 we have Sifuna. So among those people who are vying, among all those who once or rather have shown interest in presidency, Edwin Sifuna is the youngest, and that one has made the youth to align themselves so much with Edwin Sifuna, and they feel like he resonates so well with them, and he speaks their language, plus he knows the plight of the youth in Kenya, the unemployment, how they are being treated, by the Kenyan government. So this is a card that is making them feel that Edwin Sifuna is the right person for presidency, because he can bring the youth together to vote for him, and given that the Western region has some 2.1 M votes, and then some people love Edwin Sifuna, he will be the right choice. And number 2 reason why this is happening is because of the old chaps who have been in government for so long. Someone like Kalonzo Musyoka has served with the Moi in the Moi government, has been in government, has been the vice president during the Moi Kibaki government. That man has really tried to serve. That during the time when some of the people in Linda Mwananchi were being born, Kalonzo was still in power. So what difference can that person bring to Kenya now that he wants to be the president of Kenya? What else can he do that he didn't do when the time he was leading, during the time of Moi, during the time of Moi Kibaki? What else can he do? And that is why the people want the new energy, someone who is so energized, someone with the charisma to lead like Sifuna. Yeah, we have another one like Fred Matiang'i. Fred Matiang'i has served this government since 2013. The first term of Uhuru Kenyatta, second term of Uhuru Kenyatta, that man has served. And in influential positions like interior security, he has served there. And at some point, even was the acting deputy president of Uhuru Kenyatta during that moment when they had parted ways with his deputy William Ruto. So Fred Matiang'i was serving as the deputy president, doing the roles that are preserved by the constitution as belonging to the deputy president. So Matiang'i served a greater role, served big positions in Uhuru Kenyatta government. So what is it that he didn't do that time for 10 years that he wants to do right now? Because he had the power to influence Uhuru Kenyatta. He listened to him more than he listened to William Ruto, the then deputy president. So what will Matiang'i do now that he didn't do that time when he had a chance to serve Kenyans? That is another question people are asking. Another thing is about Rigathi Gachagua. A man who has been talking about shares. Oh, a certain tribe voted for Kenya Kwanza, these votes. Oh, we need to give this to this tribe. Oh, Mount Kenya is the father, the huge voting block. We need to give them 15 billion. Is the man who has served. He has become a member of parliament, though a one-term member of parliament, and he was the deputy president. He served as the deputy of President William Ruto. So what new can he bring? Because he had the powers as the deputy president to influence some of the decisions. He had the power to change some of the situations in Kenya. So he wants to be the president now. How possible is that? And what else can he bring to the table? What else can he give Kenyans that he didn't give them during the time when he was leading? Because being the deputy president is closer to being president. And there you can influence so many issues, so many decisions that you feel are punitive to the common Mwananchi. But he never did that. And that is the reason why Sifuna and the people in Linda Mwananchi feel that he is fit to run for president. And also, there's some point where Edwin Sifuna said something in Kisii when condoling with Senator Kisii Richard Onyonka that many people did not realize or rather read into what he meant. The last point of Edwin Sifuna, he said that if it is about Rigathi Gachagua, Fred Matiang'i combining forces, they can combine. He's ready to work with Fred Matiang'i, Rigathi Gachagua and the rest, such that when someone is holding the neck of the antelope, another one is holding the legs, the other one is holding the tail, for him to spear that antelope. That means he is asking the alternative government and those in opposition to come together to help him become the president of Kenya. Many people did not read into that, but it is what he meant.
Si wote lazima tukubali, it is no longer about our personal feelings about each other. Hata huyo Rigathi Gachagua alikuwa anaamka 6 am kututubia tear gas nikiwa na baba 2023, lakini kama yeye ndiye atashika mguu ya fisi, Matiang'i ashike ile mguu ingine, Kalonzo amembana huku kwa shingo, halafu Sifuna ampige mshale, si tutakuwa tumemaliza? Asanteni sana, Mungu awabariki.
And that tells you that even Sifuna himself feels like supporting Rigathi Gachagua in Kenya to become the president is more worse than supporting William Ruto to become the next president. And I think this was received negatively by DCP party, because we saw the Nyandarua Senator John Medhu from London. He said something that has caught people thinking. Medhu said that there is no point of Rigathi Gachagua deputizing someone with 3 million votes, yet Rigathi Gachagua has 5 million votes. In fact, he reached that mark by adding the votes that William Ruto got from Mount Kenya, which were 3.5, and those that Raila Odinga got from Mount Kenya, which were 1.5 million votes. So the sum of those votes comes to 5 million votes. So Medhu was asking, how logic is it for someone, and that is Rigathi Gachagua, someone with 5 million votes supporting or the deputizing someone with 3 million votes, and then said that the other way round will be the best, such that one with the 5 million votes will be deputized with someone with 3 million votes. And this person with 3 million votes is Edwin Sifuna. When you calculate, if you talk about Kalonzo Musyoka has 1.5 million Ukambani votes. Matiang'i has hardly 1 million votes, but Sifuna has 2.1 million votes from Western Kenya, and also he's loved by the youth around Kenya. That will add up to around 3 votes. I don't know what you think. You can write your comment down there in the comment section. Let us talk, let us discuss. Perhaps we can form a basis of whatever we're going to talk about in the next video. So if you're new here, consider subscribing, liking, and sharing our content. Hit the notification bell so that you can be receiving notifications each and every time we bring you a new content.